Rồi bắt đầu
Ok.
nha. 1,
So,
2, 3.
Ok, bắt đầu.
Hi, you're listening to the very first episode of Don't Talk with us. And wait, no, lộn rồi.
Cứ nói cứ quay lại từ đầu đi, cứ quay lại từ đầu.
Hi, you're listening to the very first episode of Don't Talk. Listen from the Talkaholic. I'm Song and this is Nghĩa. Sitting with us today is Đăng Khôi, who's a leader of LQD's design club. And he's here to spill some tea about his background and about his club. So how are you doing in quarantine, Khôi?
I mean, every day's the same, I guess. So like, it's very. It feels like an empty paper, if that makes sense. Like to me, I feel like everything feels very empty and just looping around, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I like an empty paper is quite like there's nothing interesting, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep everything on track with work and with everything going on, especially when like the next school year is about to come. And yeah, I'm trying my best. I promise.
You got some project ideas in mind or something like that?
For new project, well, we're actually preparing for like our next thing going on next year. So we're gonna debut our new and official logo. So that's pretty big. Right now we've been working on with 3D models and stuff. It's what we're experiencing with, and yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know. It's just not feeling right now, and I'm trying. Yeah.
Oh, and for the people watching at home, Khôi is the leader of the graphic designing club of our high school, right? So, like, when did you create this club again?
So the story is very funny actually. So like it all started with just like just me and my friends. We were just talking about things, and we're just because so here's the thing. So I used to hang out with like this group of friends. There's like 4 of us. So there's Hàng, which you guys may know. It's the previous leader of the Talkaholic.
Mm-hmm.
So Hàng and 2 of my other friends, and we're just really creative, I think, and we always just sit around and make art and just send together, you know. So there's Mail. She's really great with art and digital drawings and stuff. She's really great. And also this guy, Tung An. So he's really good with PowerPoints and stuff. So we kind of just clicked in with each other. Yeah, and then we just love to create things. We just love to make art and just send to each other, and just, you know, maybe go to coffees and creating more stuff. So at one point we were like, oh, let's start something together. Like, yeah, let's do something together. So like at first we were gonna create a clothing brand, a local clothing brand. Yeah, typical thing with art, making people and artists want to make their own brands and stuff, kind of like that. And so that escalated quickly. Yeah, and things didn't work, and just a lot of business going on, and we couldn't do it. So like we were like, oh, how about just start a club, a school club, a student club? Yeah. So and then it would like it kind of faded out for us for a while, and then I think when summer starts, I think like summers when we going to 11th grade. So at that time, one of the friends that we know, so she started a club too. So we were like, oh, so this is a thing. So like, oh, people can start clubs now, I guess. So like, because we knew nothing about all this, so like we just like, oh, let's start a club. Yeah, and then we got ourselves into this a lot of mess and a lot of papers and documents and stuff. And fast forward, here we are. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Like really impressive. So what about you? Like where's your inspiration come from? And when did you start liking graphic design?
Yeah, for I got this question very often. So before I would answer, like I started in 5th grade, but like recently I just found out like I actually had this thing for graphic design like way back when I was like 3 years old. So I found a photo of me like standing on the couch, and like my dad used to have like this like big personal computer, the big PC ones that are like as big as your house kind of thing. So so on the photo I was doing something on like Microsoft Word. I was typing something and I was trying to change the fonts and the colors and stuff, and like my grandmother was trying to feed me. Yeah. So that was the thing. So yeah, I kind of had a thing for this graphic design stuff. I think that was the my first attempt to design something. So growing up, I was a very weird child, I guess. So like when my mom got her first like laptop, so like people like you think like kids with laptops and stuff, and like they would like go play video games and stuff. No, I was doing PowerPoints. I was designing PowerPoints. I was doing for like my imagination restaurants and all the stories in my head, and I would just play around with PowerPoints and other tools. Yeah. So like then I first got into like Photoshop, which is like a big software for design stuff. Was like in 5th grade when like all the social medias thing going on, where I started having like social medias and stuff. So I kind of learned on social media. And yeah, so things just go up from there, I guess. I started doing designs for like mom's friends and like fan pages and stuff. I joined a lot and I did so many things. Yeah, here I am.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, like I do think like all of our inspiration really do come out when we were kids. Like as for me, I was really interested in drawing portraits, and um when I was like 5 years old, I started drawing a lot. So I think like when we're interested in something, like we really do interested in something, we start doing it at a really young age.
Yeah, absolutely. There was like that famous quote or anything that like every kid is an artist, and like you just try to keep up to be an artist when you grew up. I don't know what the original quote is like, but yeah, that's kind of the point of it. I think it's really cool. Yeah.
So, how do you get your inspiration and stuff like that? Must be not that difficult at all, right?
Yeah, inspiration usually just come from like just things around me, I guess, and what I feel like. It usually is what I feel like and just things around me. Like I got me inspiration from like when I'm feeling sad or happy about something. It's almost like creating art to me. It's kind of like a form of expression. Yeah. And whenever I feel something or I think of something or I want to speak out about something, I usually use art as a platform to do so. And yeah, that's almost all my inspiration coming from. And I try to make that a thing. with like everyone else in the club also just just gather your inspiration from what is very authentic and true to yourself, what is around you, what do you feel, what do you want to speak up about. Yeah, just kind of all the stuff.
Yeah, and we're currently living in a pretty much very crazy time, right? We're still in quarantine.
Absolutely.
We still have to
Yeah,
stay at
yes.
home. And how would you say that affect your, creative thinking and your projects, stuff like that? Would you say that it like negatively
Oh yeah,
affected?
absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I think both. I don't think it's negatively or positively at all. I just think that, well, being trapped at home isn't that great, I guess. It creates a lot of limits for me with my creativity and all. And I always have to try to find creativity and to find inspiration in such a small space. And when every day is just keep going on the same, it's really hard for an artist to like keep up with things and like with their inspiration. And I usually get like art block kind of thing, like when you just can't create anything. So like I get that a lot, and it's terrible. It's like a disease. To me, it's a disease. Like it's terrible while you're in it. It's frustrating too, especially when you in the need of creating something for something. When you're having an art block going on, it's not good. Yeah. But like it's the most time off I've had for a whole year. So like I kind of have so much time to create so many things and yeah, and learn many things too and improving myself. Yeah, usually I don't got time to do that. Yeah, we all don't.
So like, this is our very first special of Don't Talk, Listen. And we've been planning on this project for months, and we can finally do it now since we have the new members of the Talkaholics Council. What do you think of this podcast? Was it like interesting?
Of course, absolutely. I've been like I remember the first time I heard about this idea of the Talkaholic doing a podcast. I think someone said it to me. I don't remember who, but it was so interesting, and I was like, please let me be the first guest on it. Like, please, I have so much thing to say. Thank you, Tay. Sorry.
I mean, like, be comfortable.
Yeah, and like
Or
I
bleep it
love this
down?
concept so much, and I just think that we need more of this. I think like some people try to do it, like as I see some schools and some clubs and other schools, and yeah, they try to do this, but like I don't think it ever worked personally to me. No offense, but I just feel like it's not comfortable enough, and I think if someone is gonna do it good, I think it's gonna be you guys since we're just so comfortable working with each other, and you guys just built this very cool comfortable like environment, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I think you guys would do it best. Yeah.
Well, we had a lot of struggle with this idea because well, we've been planning this since like last year, and my very like my biggest concern is just the expense. We have to have microphones and people to record videos for us. So we had the idea, but it never worked out. So we came up with this idea that why not doing it online, cost less and maybe more efficient, I guess.
Yeah. So I hope that that worked out good because doing it online also brings out a lot of technicalities and stuff. Yeah, but like you guys doing really well. Yeah. But like why me? Like why me as a first guest?
Well, it's easy because like you're more close to our club, and not gonna lie, you're popular. People know about
A
you,
large
so
following. We can get
it's
some of that.
yeah. So if it's someone who doesn't have an interesting background, it will be quite boring.
Okay, I take that. Yeah.
Plus, you're a young, talented, and handsome fella as well. Like, I mean, no homo, but you know,
Okay.
it is what it is.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Oh,
I don't get the hype of me, I guess.
aw,
Personally, I don't get the hype of me. Yeah, but
too
like
bad.
I appreciate it. I don't want to be like, oh, boo fucking who kind of thing. But like, yeah, no, yeah, you get it.
yeah. I mean, like, you say you don't really get the hype, but we do get the hype about you because basically, like, you're a talented person, not gonna lie, and like, you know, you have the kind of face feature that attracts a lot of girls. So yeah, so maybe they're just interested because both of your talent and your appearance, probably.
The currency in this world. Oh boy, that's really sad. So you basically built the entire club on the ground up, right?
Absolutely, and that cost me so much of my everything. I guess it really is frustrating. It's fun. I love doing this though. Like some people might confuse like oh, I hate this thing or whatever, but no, like I legit like to do this, but at the same time like it's frustrating, it's hard, and it's tiring at the same time. And like sometimes it's really hard to kind of like kind of talk with yourself like, oh, like what am I doing this for? And because sometimes it just feels like I'm doing it for other people and just for the responsibility and not because I liked it. I think because sometimes it gets really like stressful and there's just a lot of things going on. And yeah, it's fun, but it has a lot of baggage with it.
Of course, you
Yeah.
learned a lot, right?
Absolutely, I've learned so much from doing all this. Like I said, like, and also I mentioned in our story interview that we recently did for the club that we walked into this, didn't know anything about building a club or leading one or like how to do it and whatever. Like we didn't have any experience doing it at all. And we kind of like doing and learning at the same time. And there's so many layers of this work that we didn't know. Yeah, and it's a lot, to be honest. Like for advice for anyone who wants to start a club in the future, it's a lot. And you need to seek advice from a lot of people and to prepare for this because it's a long journey, it's a long run, and there's so much thing going on at school. So like it's really hard to kind of like balance yourself from the club thing. And for yourself personally, I kind of lost balance at some point. Yeah, at some point I just don't study at all, and I just all I focus on is this. And it affected me a lot. And it cost so much of me to rebuild everything personally, like for my grades and a lot of things, and my mental health, my health. Yeah, and it's a lot. Yeah, you guys understand, like it takes a lot of your everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously you sacrifice your whole mental health for group like club projects and stuff. So even though there are many problems behind establishing a club, what keeps you doing your work at the club?
I think the one that kept me, the reason that kept me going is that at least I know I'm doing it because I do this thing because I love it. because it's my passion, because it's what I do, it's what I want to do when I grow up, and it's yeah, that's the reason why. And it's also the responsibility, like I created this all, so like I had to keep it going, like it's the thing, like I have to do it. And also like it's just what I like to do, you know. And like I feel like there's no job that's gonna last if you don't love it, because to me that is very accurate. And I just can't imagine like suffering and like had to go through everything just to work for something that you don't like, which is insane. Like no one does that. And I don't know, maybe some people do, but I don't know. But it's impossible for me to put it all out just for something that I don't like or doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah.
As for my personality, I have to be honest that if I'm in a situation like you, I would probably give up, because it is really, really pressuring. So, like, you know, after a year, are you satisfied with the achievement after all those hardships? Okay. So
Okay.
I mean, like after a year, are you satisfied with your achievements, all of
Very
those
much.
hardships?
Yeah, very much. I'm very satisfied. It's a fun position to be at right now, to kind of like look back of like what you done and all. You know, I'm gonna keep it 100 for this. So last year took a turn for everything that's gonna be this year for the aesthetics, because like, so last year our first, I don't know, it's just like the thing, like how we run the club wasn't right, and it took so much of so many people. And like some of my friends kind of like they can't do this anymore, so like they leave the club, they left. So, and it's very understandable. I don't blame them at all, because this job is very frustrating, and it's just how we were doing things wasn't right. And it kind of like, you know, it lost its balance on just the work in general. Like some people work more and some people just don't work at all. So like it's, yeah. And I'm glad that the people that, like my friends that who didn't love it anymore, chose to move on, because I wouldn't force them to do it if they didn't feel like it, or they didn't have the passion for it anymore, or they have their own plans going on, their own thing, their own future. Maybe they wanted a different direction for themselves. I don't blame them. And I'm actually really glad for them to moving on from this if they didn't feel like it as much as they started. So yeah. And wait, what was the question?
The
Yeah,
question
I
was
went
that
somewhere. What was the question?
are you satisfied with the
Oh
achievement
yeah.
after all those hardships? Yeah.
I am very satisfied. And last year I had to do a lot of things by myself. Like I had like there was a lot of positions that I was kind of like I had to be, like I had to be a creative director, and I had to be directing the art and the concept and everything. Also, like I came up with everything with my friends who is the vice president of the club, Dong, yeah.
Yeah.
So like everything we had to we had to came up with like we had to came up everything by ourselves, like just everything, like how things are done, how things are made, how things are portrayed, everything we had to came up with all of it ourselves. And like sometimes I kind of ask myself like how much of an artist can you do this, like how much creative can an artist or can someone that is doing creative jobs can do, you know? Like, and like what is the limit of creativity and all? Like how much can a person create and like think of new ideas like every day or like every month or like every job constantly like that? And I'm so glad that right now we have an amazing team. We have so many people joined now, and everything is just really balanced. And everyone right now is amazing, and our team right now is amazing. I'm so proud of them. And yeah, and like it's like I said, it's satisfied to be where I am right now. I'm sorry that that took a turn, but yeah.
You've
Yeah,
grown so much
it
though, right?
it was the same for us. When we started, Talkaholic back in 10th grade. So Talkaholic before was basically a dead club. Yeah, really dead club because there weren't really activities and projects that were interesting. So we had to rebuild everything so we can have our team today. Great. Since we have no instructor, it was really hard for us at first because we didn't know how to organize a party or organize a meeting seriously. So we got in a lot of trouble, like the last Halloween event. Yeah. Like since you're like the new generation of the new Talkaholic, do you have any thoughts about the new Talkaholic that we've been building all along?
I don't know, man. Like, it's the first club I ever attended to, and it was a fun ride with you guys and stuff like that. I learned so much about like management and basically a lot of work and how to do a project from top to bottom. It was really great. And yeah, I'm very lucky to have the position that I have today.
That's cool. So like even though we had a lot of struggle, but we still maintain today, we can still build a good Talkaholic.
That's cute.
You know what? Speaking about alcoholics and aesthetics, let's talk about how I sign up for the aesthetics core members of design team and didn't got in at all. Let's
Oh boy,
talk about that.
this
That
ought to
was
be a
fun.
good one.
That was a fun story. Let's talk about it.
Sure.
I mean, like it was a reference to our council. Like we always talk about it when we mention about the new beginning of Talkaholic. Like we keep saying that.
For everyone who didn't know or about this story, so in 10th grade, in the beginning of the year, I joined the Talkaholic, and I signed up to be a core member of the design team. And so I was so excited. I remember like going home from like the first meeting kind of thing that, when you present all the things about the club and all that. And I was so excited. I got to my laptop and I kind of like had this thing, and I texted them, as they say, like I should text them. So I texted them. So I asked to be one of the members, and I got completely ignored.
We know that.
Replied back, and that's how it ends.
Like literally, that is our biggest regret. Like, well, we don't blame it on ourselves. Let's blame it on the previous leader. But since like but maybe it's something that God planned for you. Like, what if you got in the designing club? What if you got in the designing part of our club? Maybe you wouldn't even establish a club called the Aesthetics.
Absolutely, yeah. So everything happens for a reason, of course. But
yeah.
it's just a fun story to kind of like bring back every time. It's fun.
Crazy. One failure basically leads you to a bigger success. Like, look at you now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
You've learned basically a lot of leadership and management skill, right? So there, of course, are a lot of lessons behind that. Can you like sum up until like there are 3 lessons that you can give us and as well as the listeners and the upcoming people?
Okay. 3 lessons I've learned from all this is patience. You gotta be very patient in work and in everything, and just try to keep yourself calm through times. Not too calm, but like just be patient and all. Like don't rush anything, and just wait. Don't rush. And just have good preparations. Like don't come up with something like one day and then the next day do it. Yeah. And good management, I think, is very important too. Like just all the managing skills, and yeah, it's important too. Yeah, I think that's what I've learned. If we're gonna sum up in 3 big lessons, it's patience, it's good preparations, it's managing. Yeah.
Nice.
Damn. So do you have, like, instead of that, do you have any future plans for the club?
Oh, a lot, but for this quarantine to keep up, I like for this quarantine to like continue. I don't know how, but like we'll figure it out, I guess. Yeah. It's just there's a lot of plans, obviously, but like we're figuring it out how to do it while we're at home and how it's gonna be fitting for this time. Yeah, absolutely. And there's absolutely a lot more to come. We prepared a lot of things for all this. The big recruitment is coming up for the next LQD generation. And yeah, it's exciting. It's nerve-wracking also.
I get it.
All the
Anyway,
clubs are
so
hiring now.
so like about the recruitment, it's really tiring also, because instead of having a club introduction like last year offline, it is easier for us.
Of course.
But now it's online, so it'll make the recruitment so much harder. And also because
Absolutely.
it's online, so we don't really have much activities and projects for the kids to do.
Yeah. I mean, like to prepare for this, like I had like 10 meetings for this thing only. Like for the recruitment and how like the new school year plans and how it's gonna play out. Like we have had like so many meetings, and we've had so much planning, and there's so much preparations. We even thought that like we're gonna be like the ones that are early for all this, but like seems like so many clubs are actually like running things already, so like we're gonna keep up. And yeah, it's gonna be very hard. I think the most hard part is how to like reach out to like all the kids because like maybe like they didn't know about the club or kind of like that. So like it's hard to reach for our audience right now since it's not good with like promotions and publicity and all that for us right now because we had to do it all ourselves. Yeah.
So this is basically a pretty big project, right?
Not exactly. It's just things that we want to do coming up. Like it's not I don't call it a project, but there's a lot of preparing for how we're gonna announce our new logo and just everything new for this year. Like how we're gonna, trying to reach out to the kids, the next generation of our school. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, like it's so hard for us to manage a club during these online seasons because basically it's harder to communicate online because in group chats because clearly there are a lot of people in the group chat. Some might read the message, but some might not.
We all
So
should have
it'll
like strict rules for that. Like one of the new rules of the aesthetics for the next generation kids that are listening. So I I
Oh
kind of
wow.
learned this from like another organization that I am in right now. So like they should check their messages or and reacted to it or like reply to the text messages that we send for at least 24 hours or not they're gonna get like a minus point or something. Like it's gonna be a thing so that everyone can always remind themselves to keep up with things that are happening.
Damn, it's a real thing. I must have lost so much points.
It's
Damn.
gonna be a real thing. Yeah.
Oh boy,
I mean,
I'm
like
fucked.
you gotta have to be responsible, right? Yeah.
I guess.
I
Man, I'm
mean,
fucked
like
either
I
way.
thought you were the one who's like talking in the group because you're the one who talked the most in our
I
group
thought
chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
sure,
thought
but sometimes I don't feel like it,
Mm.
and it is what it is.
yeah.
Yeah. So, any more? Do you have any questions for our club, Koi?
Mm, like I don't know, like how are you guys doing? Like what's the plans for next year? I guess that's the question.
I mean, well, Nghĩa is the new leader now, so he'll be responsible for all of that.
Yeah,
Do
what's gonna come? Like how's the bookaholic this year gonna be?
I don't know, man. It's confidential, but as you
Cool.
can see, we are doing this right now, right? And that is one thing, and definitely the recruitment thing is coming up. And I hope I can, we can get in on the big thingy that everybody's talking about. I
What's
hope
a big
so.
thingy?
I don't know. You tell me. Confidential. And
Well, that I don't know. I don't well confidential, but I don't have much expectations to big thingy thing. I guess yeah. It's just a lot of things, you know. You when you do it and you kind of like you lost hope and lost expectations in it. Yeah, it's complicated. It's a lot of things. It's a
just
lot
sounds
of talking
sad.
and a lot of
Really
talking.
sad.
Yeah. So, like, do you have any, do you have any in mind that we will host a collaboration between the aesthetics and the Talkaholic in the near future?
Absolutely. Like I've always loved to work with you guys and yeah, we'll come up with something. We'll come up with something. Absolutely.
Take over the
Yeah.
damn school. We got the
Yeah.
firepower now.
You know what? I was thinking like you said recruitment, and I was thinking about like the hand drawn logo like of the Talkaholic.
Yeah,
I love that
dude,
so
that's
much.
so
Yeah,
iconic.
we
I
changed. We
love
changed
that
that.
so much. Man,
Just
I love
changed
that
that.
so much. I love that to the point that I hate what we did to you. Like what man. I cut. Nói lại câu đó.
Too professional.
So like
Ngồi cười luôn kìa.
yeah,
Fucking hell.
so I don't know. I like that logo so much. I think it's fitting. Like I don't, looking back, I don't like the one that we did to you guys anymore. I think the hand drawn one is very fitting. It should be something.
Damn,
Yeah,
like
I
if
know.
you say it's fitting, then it's like we're definitely not a serious club. Like
Yeah,
it's all
so
about the
that's
funny.
why
Oh shit! Look at the
that's,
post. Jesus Christ!
that's why
Fucking
no,
hell!
but like
Look at all the
that's
posts.
your thing. That's your
There's no
thing.
professionalism.
No,
But yeah,
I don't
that's a
think
thing.
I don't personally, I don't know if I should be saying this, but like personally, I think student clubs should be fun and not be that personal. Just saying. No offense to, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, if you're trying to be I don't know. I think that it should had limits to how professional things should be. Like it shouldn't be too professional, but also shouldn't be like not so professional at all that people kind of like lacking off and slacking off and things. You know, like it should have like the in between things. It shouldn't be too
Be
difficult
balanced,
for
right?
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
I mean, if you do it, you do you, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like being funny and being hilarious is a big turn for the club because
Yeah, people
basically
won't take you seriously. That's the big thing. Like
like
I don't know.
like 2 years ago it was all about the serious and the academic thing, and like since Hal became the leader everything changed like drastically. We
that was so
became
funny.
a
Yeah.
like the least serious club in school, and no one's like likes to take us seriously.
No, but like I like that for you guys. I think you guys built a very fun place, like for an after school activity for all the kids and everyone that is really love English and talk in English in their everyday life. I think it's amazing how you can have like a home that people can just have fun in there and don't have to take everything too seriously. It's fun. I think more. I think like I'm trying to build that too, but also I want to balance like between professionalism and like how close we can be and like how comfortable the members can be, like how we can be very fun when we need to, but like and also when we work, it's professionalism, you know?
Yeah, of course. Just don't take yourself too seriously, right? It's high school. Do what you want. You're gonna
Yeah.
grow anyway.
Also, like, yeah, I'm stepping down from the leader chair, the
Oh,
president chair.
why?
Well, actually, I've stepped down for like months, but yeah, there's a new team that's gonna be taking over. They're so talented, they're so great, they're so funny, and it's been a blessing to work with them. And yeah, there's so much thing that has been changed, and it's gonna bring so many good things to the aesthetics in the next year and this year. Yeah, and yeah, just join both of us, both of our clubs.
Yeah, I mean we're all grade 12 now, right?
Yeah.
So we should spend more time studying and stuff.
Boomers.
So,
So
anyway, I think we should end this conversation right here.
Okay.
yeah, it's getting late.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
it's getting
you
late.
for having us, and
No, thank you for having me. I'm very honored, very flattered.
okay. Okay, so maybe we'll invite you in another episode when you maybe do something new. You know, like if you go in, if you attend another school, like a new college, maybe there'll be more fun things that you do. And we'll invite you for another episode of Don't Talk, Listen.
Okay.
Boy.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
goodbye, everyone.
Okay,
Bye,
goodbye,
everyone.
y'all.